Yo, what's up, boys? It's your boy LB Games. Give you guys a brand new video. This is part 2 of the GP Gems. We had part 1 was about the defense. We had the goalkeeper and all the right back, left back, CBs. I will put it in the description. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out. But right now we're gonna talk about the midfielders. And when we're gonna talk about the midfielders, I'm gonna talk about the defense midfielders. So the anchorman, the destroyer, an orchestrator, box to box, a whole player and a creative playmaker, which I feel are very good. I'm just going into those players just to give an idea how I train them and what I think are very unique and good players that you can use in your main squad, especially as you start the game, or if you're just tired of those meta stuff, you can also switch and check it out. Oh yeah, also don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all those YouTube stuff. And yeah, man, let's start it. So right here we got the first one is Barrios. I think to be honest, I don't need to say too much about him because a lot of people in the community knows about him. But an amazing player. As you guys can see, everything is 90 in his stats. Everything is 90, which is very, very crazy. Especially for a not free, but for a GP play, it only costs 51k. It's not even much. For only 51k, you can have this play. You can play right back, CB, defend midfield, and even as a CMF if it's needed. Of course, he got some crazy skills: double touch, rising shot, one touch pass, man marking, interception, automatic clearance, captaincy, fighting spirit, blocker, and sliding tackle. So he already got a lot of defensive skills. I think the most important ones he has: interception, blocker, and automatic clearance, sliding tackle as well. He got almost everything. He got physical. He got crazy stamina. He can jump, but he's pretty short compared to, of course, if you think about an anchorman, you always think about a big big defense midfielder. But he's okay. He can handle himself. Only with the jumping, maybe he will lose. But I mean, besides that, on the ground he is phenomenal. But this is how I made him. I feel like this is a very good build. Maybe you guys have a different build, but also maybe you guys have a different way of using him. Maybe use him as a right back. Also, I recommend him as well as a right back. You can just focus more on his speed, physical, and his defensive stats. Don't focus on the dribbling and passing. Just pure focus as a right back on the speed, physical, and defensive stats, and he can be very good as well. You use him on the bench if you want to close down the game, sub him in, and yeah, very good player, very, very good card. I highly recommend him. But right now we got an other anchorman. The reason why I gave this anchorman a chance is, of course, he's very, very good, but because he's way taller than Barrios. He's 191, Barrios is 178. So the height difference is there, and he only costs 47, which is cheaper than Barrios. The thing with Zakaria, boys, is just he's very good. Look at his defensive stats. Aggression, when he will be as anchorman, is very good because most of the anchormen are a little bit lean back and a little bit like not chilling, but they are just at the back. But he's aggressive, so sometimes it depends on your playing style. But if you play, let's say, with a quick counter or position, he will boom go on the player instantly, which is very, very good. He got some speed as well, 83, physical 91. I mean, completely different compared to Barrios, but so good. And you can see as well the skills. He got blocker, fighting spirit, interception, man marking, weighted pass, one touch, which is very important. Weighted pass, as you guys know, is just L1 triangle over the top, will be on point. One touch is when he gets the ball, instantly press X, and the ball will go with a good accuracy there. First time shot, also important. When he's in the opportunity to shoot, he will not get the ball, he will shoot instantly. Long range shooting important is a stunning shoot. Heading as well, when you want to head the ball away. Very good card. I think those two players, if you're thinking about anchorman, especially cheap anchorman, I think most of the time the community will go for those two players. But they are very, very good as well. You know, you can either use him as a defense midfielder and Barrios maybe as a right back, or you know, so yeah, very good picks. Right here we got Torreira, who is a destroyer, but he is so short, so it's very hard. It's very, very hard to use, not use him, but it's very hard that people will pick him because he's too short, and most of the time he will just lose every aerial battle. He will lose. But if you look at his stats, he can pass, decent dribbling, defensive is very, very good. This type of player you don't need to give, he doesn't need to be your main defense midfielder. Use him next to Zakaria, use him next to Vieira, like use him next to a player that is tall, and that will win those aerial battles for him, so he can do everything on the ground, because on the ground he's good. He's not the quickest, right? He got stamina for days, great balance, kicking power is good, good passing, dribbling, very good defensive skills. And also his skills that he has as well are very good. He got, you know, one-touch pass, which is important. Weighted pass, also very important, is L1 triangle. Interception, which is good. And fighting spirit, sliding tackle, cut back turn, crossover. So you got some pretty good skills, man market, pretty good skills that you can have as well. And this guy, you don't need to really use him as a main one. You can also use him as a defense midfielder. And what I mean with that is like defense midfielder, as a closer. So he's on the bench, you will sub him in, and he can just close the game for you. So he can also be a very good second option on the bench. Put him in, he will do the less, 20 minutes, less 50 minutes work, and you will get the victory. Very, very good player. And yeah, I highly recommend him as well. Right now we go into the orchestrator is Camavinga. It's also a player that a lot of people are using in the community. He is, I think at the moment, he's the most expensive one. He's 100k. 100k is, of course, not the cheapest, but you will get so much out of it if you invest that 100k. You know, as you can see, passing, dribbling, great defense, got some speed on him as well. Decent physical stamina, but he can play as a left back as well. He can play as a defensive midfielder, and of course he can play as a CMF. So you got so much options with him that, you know, that 100k will get, you know, will get paid back by this type of player. And he's so good, right? He got interception, fighting spirit, sliding tackle, weighted pass, one touch, huge trick, automatic finishing, step on skill control, and Marcel turn. This guy will definitely be. Listen, Camavinga can even play with those meta players. This Camavinga can even play with those meta players, with those Pilos, with those Vieira, with those Rijkaard. He can just be there as well. And I really like him. Very good card. 100k is maybe not the cheapest compared to Barrios, Zakaria, and Torreira, of course. But again, you know, this is also a high level player that will definitely help you. And as a starter as well, as a starter, you know, player, this guy can stay for at least a few weeks, few months in your team till you build yourself a better squad. Camavinga, very, very good. Right now we got the box to box as Lorente, the guy that can play almost everywhere. He can play at every position. For me, is especially when you start your dream team, but also when you just want to search for you know, some gems. And again, he can play everywhere, so you can again put him on the bench, sub him in if it's needed, but also he can start for you and play at every position. You know, you got some passing, some dribbling. Of course, dribbling is a little bit important because if you're gonna use him as a CMF, he needs to dribble, because he's going up as well. Box to box is going for literally box to box. So he needs to have some dribbling. He needs to have some passing. You know, and you can use him as an AMF. So he definitely needs to have a little bit that you can use him. His defensive stats is also very good, very aggressive. As a box to box, it's good because especially when he goes again box to box, you need to when you lose the ball, he will just drop down, and if his aggressiveness is high, he will boom intercept for you and work for you. So that is very, very good. The only thing is his defense awareness is pretty low. So I will not recommend him as a defensive midfielder. Maybe as a right back you can get away with it, but I really recommend him to use him in this area. In this area he will be the best. But as a right back, just use him as an offensive right back as needed. And you can, again, plan B from the bench. He can do his job for you. Very, very good speed as well. Quickly, good stamina, and amazing skills as well. He got fighting spirit, interception, track back, man marking, outside curler, so he will finesse with his outside feet, through passing, which is very important as a CMF and as an AMF, but also he can play as an SS. But as a box to box, he's going to be in areas that he needs to pass. And first time shot, long range driven is the finesse. He can do so finesse with outside feet, and he can finesse with the inside feet as well. Very, very good card, Lorente. Also, I think at this time there is I think we got start like an hour and a half, but at this time you can still get his nomination contract, 5-star. You can get him if you but I think when I post this video probably he's gone. So yeah, but very good card, very good card. Now we are talking about the whole player, and we're getting a little bit at the end of the video as well, but we go into the whole player. Fakir, my personal favorite player in this game. Unfortunately, he doesn't have really a great card to compete against those crazy players like Dino, Baggio, Tapiero. But this card is so good. He got dribbling, he got passing, he got he's not the quickest, he's not the fastest at all, but decent balance. But listen, instead of using him as an AMF, use him as an SS. He can play as a striker, he can play as a left wing, left wing, completely the left side. I mean, you got so many options with him that this guy can be your finisher as well. Keep in mind, you can use him as in the striker position. This guy is kicking power is good. I know it's 85, but when you shoot with him in game, is so hard. It's incredible. So you got fighting spirit, captaincy, gamemanship, weighted pass, true passing, dipper shot, knuckle shot, long range shooting. So that is what I said, the stunning shooting, which is so hard. He got scissor feint as well, which is a very, very good card. I feel like this card needs to get some love as well for Kid. Very, very good in the game. Feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. Very solid card. What you see is what you get type of player. And yeah, very good, man. Especially look where he can play as a striker, SS, AMF, left winger, and LMF. So you can really use him in a lot of positions as well. That is of course very important, that I think that especially when you start this game, you need to have players that can play at multiple positions as well. And he can play as well for you on the right wing and stuff. So it's very good card. He's not the quickest, but again, if you put him as an AMF and you put counter target on him, he will not drop down. So he will be just there at the edge of the box, can shoot, can pass, can do work for you. And if you don't want to put him at AMF because you got a better one, you can use him as an SS as well. And then he's in the box using his strength, using his skills to try to score some goals for you. So I recommend him. And also you can go for Eze, AZE. That is the guy for Crystal Palace, which is more technical than him. Very good. The community really loves him way more. I think he's probably the #1 if you think about whole players, and very cheap as well. So if you really want to check him out, you can go for him as well. But I feel like Fekir needs some love, and it's very good. Right now we go to the last player, is Nkunku, the guy that never plays for Chelsea, which is crazy. But this guy, if he plays and he will make his goals, and he will be informed. This guy will be super dangerous. Look at this. 80 awareness, everything 90 dribbling, passing's 85, low passing. So that means his one touch, his true passing will be very, very good. 80 finishing is also very good, especially if he's in a position to shoot. He can, shoot at least on target, and he can do some damage for you. Finesse is gonna be 84, which is very good. He has it as well. Long range drive is a long range curler, which is very good. 81 finishing with 80 finishing with 84 curl can be very good. And kick and power 83 is a very good combination. Outside curl as well, perfect. Yeah, he got everything. He got speed, high balance, no stamina, but again, you can just give him quick counter target, and he will do some damage for you. He can play on the wings, he can play in the center for you, but he's the most expensive one, unfortunately. He is 110 GP, but you will get so much back from it. Him and Kamavinga are definitely the most expensive one, but again, you will get so much out of it if you just invest in those players. So yeah, let me know if you guys like it. I will put in the description the part 1. If you guys train the players differently, let me know. If you guys got other gems, especially the midfield gems, let me know. I really want to know how you guys train them and which players I missed out. Again, having a beautiful day, and I will see you guys for part 3, and that will come very soon. Peace.